All right, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to be practicing how to determine the number of subatomic particles in an atom, along with different ways to write elements and to display what type of element we're working with. Now, before you watch this video, you want to make sure that you've already watched the atomic structure video that's posted prior to this, and that's going to help you understand the information that we're talking about in here. This is just meant to practice. Also, make sure you have a periodic table next to you and maybe a calculator if you're not that confident with your simple arithmetic. All right, so I've got three bullet points up here on the top. These 3 bullet points are helpful for us, but I don't want you to become too reliant on those because you're not going to be given those when you're actually being assessed on this type of information. So those are there for point of reference, but just try not to look at those too much. So the whole idea with these is that with a chart like this, you're given information, and with that information, you can kind of treat it like it's a puzzle. How can you solve this with the information given to you? And with the information that's given to you, you should be able to do that. So with this first one, we see that we have a mass number of 56 and our number of protons is 26. So when you look at this, you know that already your number of protons is the same as your atomic number. So if I have 26 protons, that means my atomic number is 26. The atomic number is always equal to the number of protons. That's the identity of the element. It's like its DNA. Now we can go a couple different directions with this, but I kind of like to go from left to right if I can. So I'm going to try to fill in that hyphen notation box right there. So I know my atomic number is 26, and I'm just going to reference or look at the periodic table to see what element is number 26. It looks like it's iron. So I can write this hyphen notation. I'm going to write iron hyphen. And then you want to put the mass number, 56. So it's iron 56. You always do the element name and then the mass number after that. All right, so we've got the hyphen notation done and we've got the atomic number done. 2 boxes are complete with the 2 boxes that are given to us. So let's continue towards the right. Number of electrons. We can easily figure this out because so far we've only dealt with neutral atoms, and because of that, we know that the number of electrons is always equal to the number of protons in a neutral atom because we want them to have 0 charge. They cancel each other out. Number of neutrons. This is where a little bit of math will be involved, but we know that the mass number is equal to the number of protons plus the number of neutrons. So if I have a total mass and I have part of that total, I can figure out what the other part of it is. So I'm going to take 56 and I'm going to subtract 26 from it. That's going to give me the number of neutrons. Now you can use your calculator here, but by doing mental math, 56 minus 26 is 30. So that's good. Now, nuclear symbol, we've got a reference right here down below. So let's use that as our reference. That top number is the mass number. So I'm going to put 56 here. That bottom number is the atomic number, which is 26. And then we just put the element symbol, which is iron, Fe. You use your periodic table for that. So with all that information given to us, we were able to fill out that entire row. And you could do the same for the rest of this chart. Now for the second row, I think I'm going to go a little bit faster. I'm not going to stop to explain some things as much, so that way you can kind of get the rhythm in the process in which I do this. And then by the last row, you should hopefully be able to do it on your own without me taking you through it. All right, so let's go with this second one here, tin 120. So we're given something in hyphen notation, and now we need to fill everything else out. So let's just go straight down the line. Let's start with atomic number. We're given an element. It's tin. So you have to find that on the periodic table. After a little bit of searching, you'll find that it is Sn. That's one that throws a lot of students off. So tin is Sn. Tin is element number 50, so that means its atomic number is 50. We are also given the mass number in tin 120. It's 120. So I'm going to write that in there too. So if I have my atomic number and my mass number, I can fill in a couple of other things. My atomic number is the same as my proton, so I'm going to write 50 in this box. And then protons is always equal to electrons in a neutral atom, and this is neutral, so I'm going to put 50. And then number of neutrons, that's the mass number minus the number of protons. 120 minus 50 is 70. And then let's write our nuclear symbol. Our mass number goes on top, 120. Atomic number on the bottom, 50. And then tin, SN. All right. One more. Let's get through this. This one we're giving nuclear symbols, so we're giving information in a different look. And then we need to fill everything else out. So easy stuff here. The top number is the mass number. Let's put 238 in this box. We're also given 92 as our atomic number. If we know our atomic number, we know our number of protons. Then also with our mass number, if we know our protons, first off, if we know our protons, we know our electrons, 92. And then lastly, this is where the math goes. We're going to take our mass, 238 minus 92. That comes out to 146 for my neutrons. Then the last thing we need to do is fill in hyphen notation. U, so let's find U on the periodic table. That's uranium. Hyphen, and then the mass, 238. So there it is. Very similar chart to what you'll be seeing in the future. Hopefully you're able to get through that one. And once you saw kind of my routine, really all it is it is a routine. You just got to find the process that gets you to the final answer. All right, so do some practice with that. I know for sure there's going to be plenty of practice for you to do. Leave me a comment if there's something else that you want me to explain or if I made any errors. But until next time, keep working hard and studying your chemistry.